Hello, and welcome to AMS Hot Lap Car Reviews, and welcome to Adelaide. And today we are driving the Holden SS. The Chevy Montana. Going back a couple of iterations in AMS2, the Holden SS Chevy Montana was an absolute dog to drive, with no rear end stability, a numb front end, and even the lightest touches of the throttle sending you spinning in circles. I came back to this car specifically for the Hot Lap Car Review. I was absolutely blown away with the changes that Reza have made. Even on the default setup, the front end is very communicative, and the back end is relatively stable and well planted out of the corner. Being a Ute, you do need to consider that there's very little weight over these rear wheels, and if you do go too hard on the throttle, or trail brake too deep and too hard into a corner, it will snap round on you. Now, with relatively few setup tweaks, you can make this car fun, compelling, and fast to drive. And if, like me, you're a huge fan of the Super V8s, but you're struggling a little bit with the extra power and the spool differential, the Holden SS Chevy Montana can be a great way into this Aussie feeling and style of racing. Now that I've found this car again, I will definitely be returning to it on a regular basis because it is an absolute joy and a hoot to drive. Plus, with it being a single make category, this will most definitely be one for the online servers. Coming down to the centre chicane, you want to take as little speed off as possible, but you really need to thread the needle here. Overdoing the curbs will cause your lap to be invalid. Now it's flat out all the way up to turn 4. Coming up to Wakefield, you want to brake between the 100 and 50 metre boards, and during these sequences of 90-degree bends, want to try and take wide swooping lines, getting as close to but not touching the inside curbs. Turning right into Hutt Street, you want to be using all the road, don't be afraid of crossing over that curb. Similarly, turning right into Bartles, you want to get as much speed as possible out of the corner, use as much of the road as necessary. You now have a long run down into turn 8 before you get to Brabham Straight, and here, try not to lift. Be brave, and take the speed all the way through the corner. Out of turn 8, heading down to Tuquetaville, and you want to be braking at that orange escape road marker if you can. Careful through this 130-degree hairpin not to catch the curbs on the inside or the outside, or you will lose traction and lose time. Flat out through racecourse, braking cautiously into 11 as it's one of the trickiest turns on the track and is very unforgiving should you run wide. You're now flat through 12 and 13. Careful on the exit of 13 as you need to be on the brakes soon after and the back may still be light before you head into Foster's. Careful not to clip the curb on the inside or the back end will come round, as it did for me, and you want to maximise the traction as you power up towards the line for another lap of the beautiful Adelaide street circuit.